When it comes to movement, it's important to understand there's no one particular way to do things, right? We need to listen to our body, look at our goals, and really mesh things together in a way that helps us get from point A to point B in the safest and most effective way possible. What I've been seeing lately with some of my clients is giving them staple movements, whether it's a mobility drill or strength training exercise. Maybe that drill might have the right intention, but unless it's performed in a way that's specific to that person, it often comes up short. So for example, if we're doing the 90-90 hip switch, 90-90 hip stretch, or any of those hip rotational movements, I get some people that say, hey, I don't feel anything in this position. Other people like, wow, it's tough to hold that. So what we need to do a better job of is just exploring throughout the range of motion, realizing it doesn't have to be this specific way. Don't perform it to a T, thinking the perfect form is going to be the way to get you to your goals. Get in that position and start to move around a little bit. Explore, see what feels good, what feels loose, what feels tight. Where do you feel strong? Where do you feel weak? Identify what those key areas are, because if you can identify that within your movement and be very aware of how your body moves and functions, you can then really move towards those positions that are hard to get into to either open up more range of motion or to strengthen or stabilize a specific area. So for example, if I was going to do the 90-90 hip stretch here, if I'm just sitting in this 90-90 position, almost doing an audit, what does my body feel as I hang out here? Okay, move around, scan a little bit. Okay, that feels pretty tight. The whole time, I'm actually feeling this back leg quite a bit. So, my left hip is tight, internally rotating. I'm okay everywhere else. I can actually get into a good range of motion through this front hip. My shin's flat on the floor. I can hold it nice and upright. Oh, there we go again. There's that left hip feeling tight or restricted. I do have trouble turning and rotating to the right. I feel like my rib cage and my spine's a little bit limited, so that might be a valuable position for me to get into. But if I just sat here, right? If I send someone the video here, I want you to do the 90-90 hip stretch, I'm going to hold this position. They're going to sit here and say, hey, Garrett, nothing's going on. That doesn't work for me, because they're not exploring their entire range of motion. I know for myself, my left hip is tight in internal rotation. It's actually tighter as I get back and I rotate towards that side. So this might be a position I want to try to get into a little bit more. It's forcing me to internally rotate my back hip. I'm challenging that. I'm moving in different ways just to see how do I really get that as best as I can. Oh, right there, that's a spot. That's a big stretch in my back hip. I'm going to hold, breathe. I might even see, you know what, if I go into that nice pop at the hip, that hip switch position, you know what, right hip actually doesn't feel as bad. As I get back over left hip, there it is again, right? There's that tightness, there's the restriction. How do I work on really getting that? So that's where, when I talk about exploration of your movements, not thinking things have to be a particular way. Getting in a position, moving around, see what you feel. This could be as simple as hip flexor stretching, right? Common drill for a lot of people to do. Stand here, hip flexor stretch, move around. You might see, you know what, as I go this way out to the side, ooh, I feel a bigger stretch through my hip there. Or as you cross over, obviously I'm just trying different things here to see, is it with that leg more rotated? Oh, that changed it more to my groin. I don't feel my hip at all on that one, right? Go into different positions, just explore around a little bit. What we need to realize is these muscles and joints, we're supposed to move in different planes of motion because everything isn't so linear. So we don't want to just stretch here, right? Our muscles and joints aren't just straight down our body. They're twisting, they're turning, they're going around joints and bones and things like that. So explore a little bit, see what you notice, because I think once you get into the thought process of things aren't supposed to be one particular way, you can then identify weaknesses of yours and really get into positions to help improve overall quality and proficiency of movement.